Hey, surprise, we're on. That's it. That's the intro. We're in. We're doing it. That was good, right? That was really good.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it felt like really natural. It didn't feel rehearsed or anything. But that's me.
Right.
Natural. Uh, we're here. We're gathered here today to do a podcast about the EWA pay per view called Civil War. It's my favorite pay per view. Which I have probably mentioned on other fucking podcasts previously. So Civil War, it's a big time in EWA. We're all excited, and we've got some guests here. I had originally envisioned this being like the Civil War is like a Royal Rumble match with everybody in it. So I imagined that this podcast for the Civil War would be like that with everybody in it. So let's go and introduce all the people that are on this podcast. All the lovely people who decided to help out and come along and play with us. So first of all, we've got John. Do you want to say hello, John?
Hello, John.
Nice. I see what you did there. You want to say anything to the EWA crowd?
No, not really. What's up?
Excellent. And then we got Avi, of course. Avi, you want to say hello?
What up?
Nice. Anything you want to say?
Nope.
Excellent. Good stuff. I like how you give it some thought. Now,
Thanks.
Next on our giant list of people who are on this podcast, we got Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
Hey, what's going on?
You want to say anything to the EWA crowd?
I just want to say hello to Craig.
Okay, good. because
You're special, Craig.
Because not enough people say hello to him in his day-to-day life. So, hello, Craig. Obviously, that makes it seem like Craig's not on the podcast. And you'd be correct, he's not, because that's it. That's all the people we have. But that's still cool. We can do a podcast with these. Because we're all cool people here. We could do this. We could spin this,
The Civil War is full of surprises.
Exactly. Just like this podcast. So, yeah, let's start talking about the card, shall we?
All right.
Now, on a show like this, like in the WWE, they would have, like the Royal Rumble match, and then they'd have their main, championship match, and then like an undercard. So should we talk about the undercard first?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Undercard. Apparently, John is booked in like 8 matches. Double booked himself. So John, Abby, fill in the blanks here. John is in a tag team match against who?
I want to know who as well.
Yeah, we all want to know who he's.
Sod off.
Just pick 2 names. You can do this. Just pick 2 names.
All right. Going up against what's that? Tug Tilts Blue or whatever.
Excellent choice.
No, Dylan's in another match without him knowing as well.
Oh, damn it. I double booked myself. I didn't see it coming. Man, we're bad at this. Or really good at it, depending on who you talk to. Do you think we could, John, do you want to work out like an undercard match where we just have those 2 guys fight for no reason?
Yeah, we could do.
I mean, your team's going to go over anyway, right? I don't care.
Oh, I don't know, man. Sando and Spudby, they're not a very good team.
Yeah, but you do know the other team is the Blue Meanie and Tugboat, right? I mean, that's probably the worst team that's ever been invented, ever.
I don't know.
That was the worst thing.
Anytime you throw a maiden in a tag team, that's probably the worst tag team ever.
Surely the Tugboat and the Blue Meanie is... I mean, that was the worst thing to think of. I was like, people are going to hate this. This is perfect. I'm going to roll with this. Fucking Tugboat and the Blue Meanie. Classic. And they're 1-1 now. It's not like 100% losing record now. They're 1-1. 50-50.
They're already better off than the Young Bucks.
Oh, dude, that must be painful. Don't want to worry about that. All you gotta do, if you want your record to change, just do a bunch of squash matches. Although, That's what I did. But what I was gonna do for a laugh was I didn't, but I should have. I was gonna PM Newt and go, "Hey, can Tugboat and Blue Meanie lose their squash match against the Ding Dongs or whatever?" Because I thought that'd be really funny. But then it doesn't really, do much for the characters, I guess. But I don't know when I've ever considered that, factored that in. So that's pretty much the whole undercard, right?
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think we covered it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah. I mean, is there any more? Tell us.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's it. Then yeah. Okay. The next match is what are we in? We're only 8 minutes in. That's good. We're only 8 minutes in, and we're almost halfway through. This is gonna be a short one, fellas, which is good because I don't know how many people listen to like an hour-long podcast of us talking about sharks. Like, can you imagine? What the fuck are you listening to? Oh, just a bunch of dicks talking about, well, supposed to be talking about professional wrestling, but really they're talking about sharks. Like, oh.
And they talk about fucking ghosts. I don't want to hear about ghosts whenever I'm talking about wrestling.
What do people want to hear when they're talking about wrestling? Wrestling or ghosts? I mean, that's why my role plays are so strange because I can never figure out what the wrestling audience wants.
Right in the comments.
What do you
below,
want to read, Newt?
I don't know. I don't know what he wants to read. Like some days I'm like, I got it. I know he's gonna love this. This is gonna be hilarious. And then it's like the complete opposite. He's like, why did you even wake up today? One of those.
He like sends you a message like, why did you bother writing this up?
Yeah, exactly. He'll just
Should
go.
have just no-showed.
He'll just go back in and delete the whole thing. And just go, no, unfit for broadcast. I mean, it's a good thing there isn't like a proper censor in this thing, because I would be shut down pretty quickly. I'm like the Vince Russo of the e-fighting world, in that I'm consistently terrible.
That's not fair, buddy.
Yeah,
Not
don't
fair.
sell yourself short.
I was gonna say not fair in me or not fair in him.
Not fair to you.
People are like, oh, don't be that mean to Vince Russo. What did he ever do? And then they remember all the things he did, and they're like, oh yeah, that's what you did.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you made Mae Young give birth to a hand. Let me tell you this though, right? Here's the thing. One thing I think that the WWE have learned from the Attitude Era is that really dumb things work. Like really dumb, right? That sounds really weird, right? But imagine, right? Mae Young gives birth to a hand, right? That's the strangest thing, right? We're still talking about that. Talk about that all the time. But like it's always talked about how shitty it is. Like fucking what? 20 years later or whatever? We're still talking about the fact that a fucking 80-year-old woman gave birth to a hand live on fucking TV, right? So whenever like Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan in like 18 seconds at WrestleMania, right? That was really stupid, right? It's really stupid.
Hey, I'm not real big on either wrestler, so I can take it or leave it.
I like them both, and I think a bad move is to have two up-and-coming stars fight for the World Heavyweight Championship in the opening match of WrestleMania to have it end in 18 seconds, and I'm like, that's all of this is awful, but we still talk about it. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess, in their own, like, warped little way, it kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? I think that's one thing they took away from... They didn't take any of the good stuff away from the Attitude Era, like the fun stuff, but no, let's just, continue to be stupid all the time.
I mean, at least they're not putting, like, people up on fork trucks anymore, like they did poor Judy Bagwell.
Don't you miss that, though?
No.
Well, okay. Yeah, you know what?
I mean, I miss certain aspects of the Attitude Era, but I don't miss, like, that.
Yeah, there was a lot... I mean, there's been a lot of... But then, like, WCW, like, for a long time... I mean, again, maybe Vince Russo has something to do with this, was consistently shit, I mean, it was like, it gets really bad. I never watched WCW whenever I was a kid, so now that I have the network, I kind of go back and watch them, and I wanted to see how bad these episodes are that I've heard are really bad. The spoiler alert, guys, turns out,
really good.
They're really bad. They're just, God, they're bad. They're just, why is this a thing, And then I feel like an idiot. I'm like, dude, I paid for this? I'm watching this shit? Like, what's wrong with me? So I have a wife. I don't know what we're talking about. What are we talking about before WCW? The fuck are we talking about? I'm gonna have
The
to cut
fact that
this.
we were 8 minutes in.
Oh, cool. Well, now we're 12 minutes in, so I was able to stretch it out. Wow, that's not so good.
Oh my god, that was only 4 minutes, man.
I
thought
know
it
it
was
felt.
forever.
Oh, dude, that felt like a lot longer. This is not good.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, good luck listening to the next 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stretch this out for another 40 minutes, motherfuckers. You listen.
let's do it.
All right. Well, let's talk about some EWA stuff first, before we flood the airwaves with just shit. We'll talk about a real match that's on the show. Brock Lesnar, the current national champion, versus Brent Albright, the current world champion, and they're fighting in a traditional wrestling match for the world championship.
That's right.
That
There's
is
only the one belt that's on the line.
Yes, because I don't know, like, why would they put them both on the line? That's
Well, because then you could do like what shit. Come on. Play the Black Machismo.
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal?
Yes, thank you. Had a moment of press vu there. Jay Lethal, when he won the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight and the television title, like he just wore both belts, and like everyone just called him like the undisputed Ring of Honor champion. So like he could have done that angle.
Well, they can still do it if Brock Lesnar wins.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if Brent Albright wins, then
No,
he's not going to walk away with that extra belt.
He's not allowed national championship. Not allowed it. Has he already been national champion?
Yeah, he beat me for the national championship.
Oh, well, he's not allowed it twice. Those are the rules. Sorry, guys.
I won it like 3 times.
Yeah, but he's not allowed to win it twice.
Oh, okay.
I don't make the rules, man. It's not nothing to do with me. I'm just reporting what I heard, you know?
You know, something else that they could do is they could do like what TNA does at the Ultimate X pay-per-view, where like the X Division champion can get a shot for the World Heavyweight title, but he's got to relinquish his X Division strap. Do that with the National Championship, and then just set a tournament in order to get the new champion.
Well, they can't really do that now, because if Brock Lesnar wins, he can't relinquish the championship to himself, because that's silly. And if
But
Brock
Newt did kind of hint in the shout box that maybe if Brock does win the world title, he'll have to give up the national title, sort of Ultimate Warrior Intercontinental title situation back in the day.
Oh, I see. Whatever happened to the days of being a double champion, huh? Are those days long gone?
I think so.
Apparently, yeah.
Being
probably.
a double champion? John, have you
I
ever
can't
been...
even think if we've ever had any double champions in
Oh,
the EWA.
I am pretty sure I've done that.
Really?
I think so. Have I? Yes, I have. I was the United States champion and the television champion at the same time. Way back in 2007. It was Lance Storm.
Wow.
Yes, I knew I'd done that. Yeah. Am I the only one to do that? Yes, I win. Everybody else is a dick.
Was that as Al Snow or Steve Blackman?
That was his Lance Storm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see, I've got a lot of layers to my characters that people don't even realize. But then,
I've always enjoyed Lance Storm.
Well, you'd enjoy him even less if you read my role plays. And that's a fact. Surely there's been somebody else who's been like a double champion, hasn't there?
Well, yeah, there must have been, but I'm racking my brain and having a quick look at the title history.
Are
And
there any tag team national champion guys? I feel like Al Snow did that.
oh no, actually, yeah, that's a good point. I think at one point after Rene Dupree's team won Super Bowl one year, wasn't he the tag team champion as well as the world champion?
Ooh, was
I
he?
think so. Weren't the team smaller that year?
Yeah. I can't remember what the situation was, but the tag team titles weren't up for grab in Super Bowl, or no, they had like a match afterwards where they had to face each other to determine which two guys ended up with the titles. Jesus.
Wait,
No, I can't remember.
wait, was that who did Rennie Dupree win the tag titles with that time? Was that Raven?
No, not that time. I think that
Okay.
was Goldust.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that one.
Yeah, Goldust. And
Speaking of Goldust, do you guys ever do like the Goldust taunt sometimes? Like you just be walking and all of a sudden you just like.
You just start rubbing yourself in public.
Yeah.
No, I can't say that I have.
Oh, okay.
I mean, have you?
Yeah, like all the time.
All the
And by
time.
all the time, I mean like once every like 2 or 3 months.
Okay. Sometimes I do
Does
the
it go
Goldust
down
thing
well?
where I just dress up in gold and run around and freak people out. Is that similar?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I feel better about myself now. Good times. It's a good way to kill the conversation there. Is talking about Goldust.
My bad.
I like Goldust. Where does Goldust rank on your list of favorite wrestlers? Called Goldust.
Goldust is definitely in my top 10.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that? Are you just messing with me?
No, I'm serious. I mean,
Really?
the dude's. I mean, whenever it comes to work ethic, I mean, Dusty Rhodes is on point.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty big slap in the face, like that they haven't put any big belt on him because I mean he's just done so much for that company.
I
I
like
actually
Goldust.
prefer to Black Rain.
Oh no! Don't say that. That's a lie. Nobody even knows what that is.
I do. That's the problem.
Wasn't that this TNA thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, less said about that, the better.
what was his WCW gimmick? Was that 7 where he like showed up wearing like a white mask after months of build up, and
Yeah.
then like on his debut he was like, "Nah, fuck this, I'm not doing this gimmick." And it was like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was 7. But what I liked about that was they winched him in. Like, they made it seem like he was flying, so they have, like, a harness on him. And he looks so funny when they're just, like, dragging him around. I know that's a weird thing, but, like, that's all I think of when I, like, because if you ever watch the promos for them, they're really creepy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And then he comes out and goes, this is garbage. But when they bring him to the ring, like, his, like, I don't know, his shoulders all hunch up or whatever. It looks, it's so funny. Oh, dear. I mean, I like Goldust, but that was not good. It was not a good move. Poor Goldust. John, where is Goldust in your list of top 10 favorite wrestlers?
I'd say he's not actually on the list of top 10 favorite wrestlers.
That's fair enough. There's an awful lot of wrestlers there. What do you think,
Yeah,
Kyle?
def-
Is he in your top 10?
He's in the top.
He's in the top.
300.
He's in the top.
He's somewhere.
He's in the top like 204. It's very
Maybe
specific.
even 5.
No, he's number 204. Yeah. Okay. So, well, that's that then. So the point is, Brock
21
Lesnar
minutes.
versus whoever. Brent
Brent Albright,
Man, I'm just too sleepy for this today.
the World Heavyweight Champion
Yeah, I know.
of the
I know.
EWA,
What is this EWA that you speak of?
the E-Wrestling Alliance.
Nice. I will have to check
Buy
it
the
out.
T-shirt.
Oh, there's a T-shirt. You say? Well, I didn't know there was merchandise. Tell me more.
Newt made shirts and now he's selling them.
Wow, that's excellent. Okay, well, good. Have you guys bought a shirt, by the way?
I'm going to.
Nice.
I did.
You did? Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Smart.
22 of my English pounds spent well.
22
Excellent.
shirts.
That's
You heard
good.
it here first.
Say what?
Don bought 22 shirts.
Yeah.
They cost £1 each? I'm there. I'm going to buy one whenever I get some money. But, you know, I haven't found any money in the street yet. So this could be a while.
Yeah, and I mean Brexit, so good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
We're all screwed now.
Thanks, man. Did you see on the news where they're like, hey, one very important thing about Brexit is we don't know what's going to happen in Northern Ireland, or do we give a shit about it? I'm like, thanks, man. That's so reassuring. That's awesome. Like for years, like we've known that England doesn't care about Northern Ireland. We know this, right? Because nothing ever gets done over here. And also, if you ever watch TV adverts in the UK, like for insurance or whatever, it's always like, yeah, this is a great offer, and then the bottom it says this offer is not, available in Northern Ireland. I'm like, well, don't show those adverts over here. They can't even have the fucking deal on my car insurance. What the fuck, So now Brexit's happening, and they're like, yeah, we don't know. You're screwed. I'm like, thanks, man. Thanks a lot for doing the fucking Brexit thing. You know what I mean? Like before this, shit wasn't great, but at least it worked. You know what I mean? And then somebody was like, no, let's fuck that up for no reason at all. It's a great fucking idea. So now that's Brexit in a nutshell, people. Think I nailed it. Oh,
should send you into Brussels. You could negotiate it.
Me?
Get us out of the EU.
You want me to be the negotiator?
Yeah, I think you'd do a good job.
Well, I would, I just could hide before it and be like, listen, guys, we want all of your snack foods immediately placed in front of me right now, and then some money, please, and then also leave us alone. And then email us when you're going to call over, because we might be up to stuff, Yeah, that wouldn't work. I don't know, like, that's the worst thing about Brexit, is that people didn't even figure out all of this negotiation stuff. They're like, nah, it'll be fine, it'll work itself out. I'm like, that's not how shit works, man. That's not how politics work. Like, the common man was like, yeah, don't worry about it, we'll be fine. We'll just vote out and then shrug our shoulders and everything will be fine. I'm like, okay, fine, good. I'm glad you're having a good time about this, because nobody else is, I don't know. I imagine it's very similar to the situation in America with Donald Trump, where everybody's like, what the fuck, man? And then the people in power are just shrugging the shoulders and go, well, you voted for it, so fuck you. Is that how it's going?
Oh my god. And I mean, it's even with some people today. Like, I shared something today about the legislation, like pretty much like dismantling the EPA, and one of my buddies gets on there and he starts like defending it, and I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, it's just it's oh man, I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating it is.
I think it's really scary. I think in America it's really scary because you see a lot of creepy people suddenly came out of the woodwork and started showing their love and admiration for Donald Trump, who is in himself a creepy person. You know what I mean? I think the rise of Trump has just allowed a bunch of people to start acting like assholes, and then they can get away with it because their president is an asshole. I don't like that. I don't think that's a good way to run a country, but what do I know? Huh?
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, hate crimes against Muslims and Jewish people have like risen just to alarming rates, and not one word from the president. I mean, he can tweet about Saturday Night Live making fun of him, but like people who are literally being attacked because of their ethnicity or their religion, and there's nothing to say. It's baffling.
It's fucked up. I mean, that's one of the worst traits about him is that he's such a baby. He's so insecure. He's like, why aren't you talking about how great I am? It's like, well, 'cause you're not that good. Like, he can't take any kind of criticism. Like, how bulletproof does he think he is? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what do you mean you guys don't like my Affordable Care Act? My new version of that. What do you mean you don't like it where you can't afford healthcare and you're gonna die? What? I don't understand this. Like, he seems mind boggled that people disagree with him. It's like it's fake news that people because in his head everybody agrees with him. It's just he's so weird and horrible. No.
Yeah, like how you get to ban the BBC from your press conferences.
Just listen, man. I don't want to slag you off, America, but what the fuck happened there?
No, I'll slag you off. What the fuck, America?
Dude, seriously though, America, what the fuck? That's not cool, man. That's not cool.
Do you ever get the feeling as well that this is like the point in history where, like, in 20 or 30 years' time, this is where they're going to be like teaching the history books, like, oh yeah, this is where, everything went wrong. Like, the world went to shit, and we had to rebuild civilization from the ground up because idiots fucked it up for the rest of us.
Dude, seriously, I actually do think that. I think that at some point, like, something real bad's gonna happen, and then
Zombies.
all the people in charge are just gonna shrug their shoulders like they do and go, "Well, whoops." I didn't imagine that pissing off a bunch of countries would lead to some kind of war. Oops. And I'm like, man, this is quite
Speaking of war,
yeah.
what's going on this weekend, guys?
Oh, just nothing important, I don't think. You guys think anything important that's going on this weekend?
In terms of a war,
Yeah, that's right, in terms of the war.
Can't think of one.
No, I can't think of a single one. Avi, can you think of something?
Nope.
No, can't think of one.
Wait a minute.
Oh?
I think.
Yeah?
Is there a civil war this weekend?
Oh my god. A civil war?
What do you mean?
Do you mean like between America and America?
Yeah, pretty much.
Seems like it's going that way, doesn't it?
I mean, it's really, it's closer than what people give it credit to be. Why do they call it civil war, by the way? I mean, wouldn't it be like more accurately to describe it as like a death match? It's like every man for himself.
A fault's gone anywhere. Oh dear. I always wonder why they call it a civil war as well, because there's nothing civil about fighting each other. Like, that's like the opposite of civil. Doesn't make any sense. Like, not that war is civil anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you're just going to somebody else's house and blowing it up. But if, like, your neighbor blew your house up, you were like, well, that's very civil of you. That's not how that works. Well,
there's a title shot on the line.
Yeah, we were still talking about that match. Why did you make us start talking about the Civil War?
Wait, now which Civil War are we talking about? I'm confused. Alright, should we continue talking about Brock Lesnar versus Brent Albright then? Oops.
Yes.
Yeah, we did start talking about that. Man, like 2 days ago. Damn it. Alright, what do you guys think
We're
about
up to
this?
a half hour, guys. Half hour. We got off the championship match.
Yes. We did it, boys. Celebrate, we drink. Am I the only one drinking? Yeah, probably.
Nope.
Did somebody say no? Who said
Yeah.
no? Alright. Okay, let's talk about Brock Lesnar versus Brent Albright. Brent Albright did something pretty good, pretty amazing, if you will, by beating Samuel Shaw. That's no mean feat.
Right.
Brock Lesnar has just kicked ass all the time. He's just consistently very, very good, very hard to beat. And is the current national champion. So this is a good kind of match to have with two guys who have a lot of momentum together. Well, independently, kind of meeting together and fighting over, just a good old fashioned like I want the championship kind of match, which is good. So they both have a lot of momentum going to the match. Who do you think? Well, yeah. What do you think about this match? Let's start with John. What do you think?
Well, I'd say arguably, like Brent Albright doesn't really have a lot of momentum because he hasn't had a match since the Bo Dallas match, which was like a couple of weeks ago now. So it seems like he hasn't really done a lot in those last few weeks because he's just been kind of killing time basically until Civil War.
Yeah.
Whereas Brock Lesnar obviously went up against Jack Gallagher last week and had a pretty tough title defense.
Yes, he did.
And in doing so, he kind of kickstarted his new little story that's going to be going on in his RPs as well, with the whole new reporter being brought in to cover the stories of Brock Lesnar and stuff. So he's got that story and that momentum going with him, whereas Brent Albright is kind of stuck in no man's land in a way. Like, he's got to kind of start again from scratch almost.
Maybe, but let me counter with this, John, the stat man. Since Albright won the championship, how many matches has he lost?
He's lost 0 matches.
No, that sounds quite impressive. So I shouldn't follow that by saying how many matches has he had.
He's had 1 match since winning the championship.
That is significantly less impressive.
But it was the following week after he won the championship. He took on Samuel Shaw's Ryder back-to-back weeks and beat him both times.
Was it not the week after that?
It was the week after that.
Oh, so close,
But-
Abby.
Yeah, it's the same sort of deal, though, I guess.
Still
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. I mean, well, how long ago was that? That was a couple of weeks ago then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least 2 weeks?
Yeah, that was like
Yes.
the 12th of March.
Okay. Well, 2 weeks still isn't too bad. I mean, like, has Brent Albright still been kind of active on the shows?
He was for a while because of the whole interactions with Paul Heyman, whilst he was doing the teasers of Braun Strowman's debut.
Yes.
But I don't think he appeared at all on Slam last week, though.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, that would be good if he did, but can't have everything.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed it was Braun Strowman, to be honest.
Who did you think
Who
it
are
was
you
going to be?
expecting?
I was expecting either Samoa Joe
Okay.
or since I had started watching Lucha Underground again because they just put it on Netflix a few weeks back. I was thinking maybe Cage, either one of those, or God, the DNA of TNA. What's his fucking
Matt Morgan.
name? Yes, Matt Morgan.
Wow. Good call.
But I mean, the dude's working it, and it's good. I was just like, Braun Strowman. Okay.
You don't like Braun Strowman?
He's okay. He just hasn't really, he really hasn't done anything to really overly impress me.
Can I just take a sidebar out really quick to complain about something? We'll come
Yes.
back. We'll come back to the match in a second. But WWE, I know some people don't like a whole lot of WWE talk on this podcast, but we've talked about everything else, so fuck them, right?
Fuck it. We're talking about WWE. Deal with it.
Yeah. One thing that doesn't make sense to me is that Undertaker and Roman Reigns are in a match at WrestleMania, right?
Yes.
But in the middle of all of the build-up for Roman Reigns versus Undertaker has been Braun Strowman. All the way through that. Except for, the last Raw or whatever. I'm like, why isn't Braun Strowman in that match? Doesn't that make way more sense? As a triple threat, or as Braun Strowman versus The Undertaker, which I would much rather see than... I mean, I'm like...
I don't know, because I don't think he's had any kind of interaction really with Undertaker at all. With Roman Reigns, at least he's been dropping all the "this is my yard" stuff for a long time. So that kind of at least puts the Undertaker on his case. Whereas Braun Strowman, he's just been raw and destroy kind of thing. He doesn't really say anything about Undertaker or.
Well, true, but Undertaker and Roman Reigns seem to be having a thing, and Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman seem to be having a thing. And so Braun Strowman, whenever the Undertaker would appear, would just kind of back away or do nothing. Kind of a cowardly heel thing, which is weird for a guy like Braun Strowman to do, because he's not a cowardly heel. You know what I mean? He's a big fucking tough guy.
Do you think he'll
So
do
that's-
WrestleMania shenanigans?
Maybe, but I mean, that just seems stupid. But then again,
After Roman beats Undertaker, he comes out and flattens Roman just because it's WWE.
probably. Then we get way more fucking Braun
It's
It's
Strowman.
probably going to be the Undertaker's last match.
Shit on Undertaker. One more time.
And it's just going to be... It's going to
Fantastic.
fucking put
It's gonna be
goddamn Roman Reigns over. I fucking hate Roman Reigns.
what's wrong with Roman Reigns? Fair enough.
I just hate like how oversaturated like the entire landscape of the WWE is with him. Like Vince McMahon is just forcing Roman Reigns down my fucking throat, and he did the same goddamn thing with John Cena, and I can't stand it.
Yeah,
Here's
but
the thing, though. Roman Reigns isn't a bad wrestler. Like,
Exactly.
he's had a lot of good matches, and sort of lived up to the hype a little bit. But because of the way he's been pushed, like, it's only kind of a natural reaction for people to turn against him.
yeah,
And I think what he's been lacking as well is just that defining kind of heel run where he can sort of get people to hate him. And then once he turns face after that, they'll love him more.
hmm
Because when he's forced down your throat, of course you're going to reject him.
I think that clearly that's where they're heading now, as him as the heel going into this match, because people were booing him anyway. But then if you heard him on Raw last week, he was very kind of like, listen guys, fuck you. This is my house, my yard, my rules, my copy of swank, all
Step into my yard, I'll make you famous.
yeah, and then he like winks at the camera and goes, I came up with that, me, Roman Reigns, nobody else did. And then The Undertaker, then like next week, Roman Reigns comes down in this big Harley Davidson. He's like, look how cool I am, guys. Oh, I'm so badass. Get it? I said it first. Because, the WWE is a very selective memory. So they're like, I did it first. What are you going to do, Undertaker? And the Undertaker's he's like, shit, the kid got there before I did. Damn it.
And then Umaga's going to come back from the dead, and he's going to have like this mask, and then they're going to have a form a tag team, and they're going to call themselves the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, for a moment there, I wasn't quite sure where you were going, but I liked it. Well played.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then Roman Reigns is gonna throw somebody off the roof of a Hell in a Cell, and that guy's just gonna warp through time and break everything. Like the sheer force of the throw off the cage will just send that man through time. It's gonna happen. That's your future.
Send him to the massacre in Manchester, where he spears Brock Lesnar through the shark cage, winning the match.
Yes! It all comes full circle. Perfect. There we go. You see continuity between the podcast, people.
You gotta listen to them all.
The very first podcast, you guys were like, what? How is this shark cage match going to make any sense? Well, 16 hours later, bam, there it is. There it is. It all makes sense now. Alright, I took a sidebar to talk about Roman Reigns, and that is... What were we talking about before that?
Brock Lesnar and
Brock
Brent
Lesnar.
Albright.
Yes, I know, but what specifically were we talking about?
We were talking about John's thoughts on the match.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I've already forgot what my thoughts were, though, so you guys
You
have
said
that.
that Brock had more momentum, and Brent really hasn't been doing much since he beat Bo Dallas.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Avi, do you echo these statements?
I'm kind of. I think I'm a little more lenient towards Nealon than that. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, he beat Sammy Shaw's Rider back-to-back weeks. First to get the title, then the second time to defend it. So, I mean, if he shows up and, puts the work forward, he's going to give Key a run for his money. He's going to make Key work for that title.
That is true. What do you think, Kyle?
I'm just trying to remember if did these two ever tussle when Brock was champion a couple of years ago?
They did indeed, yeah.
Ooh.
I think it was at the Halloween show in 2015.
Thought I remembered that.
Excellent
So, like,
point.
when these two go against each other, it's usually a good old time.
Yeah, dude, that should be fucking rocking.
There's history there, and I hope that really comes into play.
That would be...
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to touch upon.
Especially because it was a couple of years ago, and it's ongoing.
I think after that match as well, like, Brent Albright pretty much wasn't seen for about 10 months or like a year or something, so yeah, he's kind of got a lot of history to play on there, I guess.
That would be good. Although, have we seen anything from either man so far? I don't think so.
Not yet.
At the time of this recording, it is Wednesday, and I don't recall seeing a roleplay from either of those men. But, there's still time. There's still time. Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else anybody wants to say about this match? Doesn't
Nope.
sound like it. We covered that one pretty well. I mean, that should be a pretty, intense match, I think. Nealon's on a bit of a run here, and Brock Lesnar's always pretty good. So that should be pretty sweet. Okay, so let's move on to the next match. Let's see what we got here. Let me just double check. The next match is the Civil War match. Yay! I like the Civil War. Yay! But I like the Civil War because it's the Royal Rumble and it's a big wild card. And you can always tell it, I think, the people who write it kind of have fun with it. John, you will have experience of writing some Civil War matches. Can you very quickly tell me how many Civil War matches you've written? Is it 2?
I've written 2.
2. How much fun were they?
They were the most fun. Even more so than putting Super Bowl together. Because I love the whole trying to work in the different feuds, figuring out who goes into the match where and how they all get eliminated. It's awesome. I love it.
See, to me, that would be the daunting bit. It was that you've got 30 guys. How do you make them all connect with each other? How do you I always wonder that in real life. How does the Royal Rumble work? How do they choreograph it all? It just seems like a lot of work.
It is, but it's you kind of figure it out as you go along. Especially when I was doing it, I'd start writing the match during the week whilst the role plays were going up, because you kind of say by about Wednesday or Thursday, you get a good picture of the guys who are going to be contenders in the match and the guys who are just filler.
Me.
So you kind of you kind of figure it out as you go along, and then just join all the dots as you go along as well. So
okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I have many questions, but the question specific to Civil War is, how do you decide who's number one? Unless it's already sometimes it's already established who's coming at number one, but how do you? Is it the same kind of way when you read the role plays? Do you figure who's gonna have a good story from start to number one, and his role plays are really good, but he's not enough to win, so he can start at number one and work his way up to 20. Is it that kind of thing?
It was for me. I kind of I think the 1 year I did it, 2010. I just went with the shit guys who hadn't roleplayed basically, and put them in early on to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And then the second year I did it, I think Shawn Michaels had bagged the number one spot somehow. I think he basically said, I'm going to win from number one. So I was like, okay, we'll stick you in at number one and tell that story then.
Another question.
Did he win it?
Yeah,
No,
I was gonna say did he get eliminated after number 2 or?
No, it was that was the other Dylan, who was Shawn Michaels then, and he actually did really well, and I think he was the second to last person to get eliminated.
Nice.
Or no, in fact, the last person to get eliminated. So he lasted the entire match and then lost.
His Shawn Michaels was really good. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if people
It was
remember.
definitely his best character.
I think probably he was really good at Shawn Michaels. So okay, is there anything else you can any nuggets of wisdom you can give us about the Civil War match?
Well, my kind of theory on the Civil War match is it's worth role playing for it, even if you don't think you stand a chance to win it. Because 1, you don't know what's going to happen. 2, it's good for your character to get on a big pay-per-view match. And 3, it can end up kicking off some random feud that or see you through the next like month or two. So I don't understand why anyone would like turn down a spot in the match.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dylan.
I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
Aren't I? Surely all my characters are in it. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've already roleplayed Avi, which I'm sure you've read.
Yes, I did.
So you know I'm in the match. Or at least I pretended.
I thought that was for the Tug It Till It's Blue tag match. My bad.
They're not in that roleplay at all. Although that is the kind of thing I would do. That's the kind of thing I would do. If you're looking forward to Tugboat and the Blue Meanie, check out my second roleplay. I'm halfway through writing it, and it is god awful, man. Oh, I mean it's funny, but man, people are gonna be like, "What a waste of time that was reading that." I'm so happy.
We need more Iron Sheik. That's what we need.
I miss Iron
Cheeky
Sheik.
baby.
I kind of miss Iron Sheik. But then he always, whenever I would put him in roleplays, I would just read him say something on Twitter, and then that would make me want to write a roleplay just to put that line in. You know, like every time I wrote the Iron Sheik, everything he ever said was something that the Iron Sheik really said.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, I can't write for that guy. He writes himself, you know. And some of his, like John, you remember this? There was one time there was BWO were in a match, and I had Iron Sheik doing commentary.
Yeah.
And I kept putting in like the most random, the strangest quotes I could find about Hulk Hogan and everything about how he hates Friday or something, you know, like just and then you were like, this is good, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the match. So like, you tweaked a couple of the lines, which I thought was really funny. But they were all like things Iron Sheik's really said himself, you know.
I think that was a Super Bowl match as well.
Oh man, it was so funny. Classic, man. We had a lot of fun. I should keep the Iron Sheik around because, you know, he's probably going to die soon. So I might as well get as much mileage out of him as I can, right?
Yeah, before he smoked the crack and eat the cheeseburger to death.
Yeah, you know what I love is whenever he's getting weed, he calls it medicine. He's like, "Yeah, Bubba, give me my medicine." I'm like, "Oh, that's so adorable." Yeah, give me a 30 bag of medicine.
Of course, I mean, he also called his heroin and crack his medicine too, so, you know.
Well, you know, drugs.
Jake the Snake, don't do drugs, kids.
Or do them, just do them really well. You know, just be smart about it. I mean, look at RVD, he's doing alright. Right?
He is?
He's still alive and he's in good shape, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was in that Funny or Die video with Kurt Angle about the Olympics. That was hilarious.
I didn't see that.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Is it good?
Oh, man, it's so funny. Like, it was when Kurt Angle was going to go in for the Olympics again in wrestling, but, like, his knee was so fucked up that he couldn't get it. So, like, Rob Van Dam's like, listen, man, there's all sorts of other events we can get in, like pace walking and badminton and blah, 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 and
Nice.
It's pretty funny.
Okay, cool. Whenever we post a link to the podcast, you post a link to that video underneath it, alright?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, Civil War, we're all excited about it. Have you guys been keeping up with the role plays?
Trying to.
Yeah? Who do you think, from what you've seen so far, might be like a standout guy or would have a pretty good shot? What do you think? John, what do you think? We'll go to John first.
I'd say Craig and our new Roman Reigns, Jack Gallagher as well. I really enjoyed the Big Show roleplay as well, actually.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
What do you think, Abby? Who looks like a big player?
Like John said, really enjoy Cleve's role plays, as well as Jack Gallagher's and Craig's. I really enjoyed John's role plays as well. He's already got 2 up, and they're both really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. So what, are you going to do like 6 then, or are you just going to do like 3 or 4? What's going on with that?
I'm doing separate ones. So the Santino is it's me shamelessly ripping off the Big Lebowski. and then I'm doing like 3 other role plays for Sandow and Spudley. So yeah, 6 between the 2 of them.
Nice.
Damn, you are a workhorse, son. A workhorse.
He's good. He's good. What do you think, Kyle? Have you got any?
Cleve's done 2 good ones for both Big Show and Bubba so far.
You think?
And Brady's has been good too.
Okay, that's a lot of. I read the Roman Reigns one. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've read a couple of the other ones. I like them. I did read the Big Show one. I read the first Big Show one anyway. I see he's posted the second one, but I read the first one. I liked it. I like his constant need to make catchphrases. I think that's very funny. I like it. Like every time you read it, it's a new catchphrase. I like it. I hope that's a intentional gimmick. Because if not, I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna take it. In fact, I've probably done that already, but I'm not. Not tooting my own horn here, but somebody has to. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Too high for this. Or I'm exactly the right amount of high for this. I'm not sure. Either or. What do you guys? What else should we talk about the Civil War? Is there much more like how much more like info can we mine out of this?
Potential surprise entrance, maybe.
Oh, that's an excellent one. Good work, John. You should be the host of the show. Good at this.
Don't forget the usual gimmicky celebrity appearance.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Are there any records on the or in danger this year, John?
Not really. Al Snow's got like 20 eliminations. The next closest is Brock Lesnar on 11. Yeah, I reckon so. And like, of all the names who've kind of been entered in the match and who've role played already, there's no one in the next like 25, 30 or so guys on the list who could even like move up anywhere near him. So Al Snow is far and away.
Adam Cole's going to eliminate 17 people.
Oh man!
Oh.
Damn it! Why are you gonna do that? But then I'll just eliminate 2 people and win. Right? That's how that works. You just need to eliminate 2 people to win. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how this match works. I have no idea. It's good that Al Snow is good at something. I take that quite personally. I mean, the only reason I keep doing the Civil War is to keep bumping those numbers up, so that nobody can ever take that away from me. Because he has to be good at something, you know. And the Civil War is the kind of match where, like John said, to enter the Civil War, all you need to do is turn up. Like, well, that's something Al Snow's good at. He can turn up, you know. He could be at the arena, so stick him in the match. So
and then he can turn down for what?
He could do that if he was into that kind of thing, but he's not really. Doesn't really like it. So, yeah. That's it. What do you guys think about? I like the celebrity idea. Who do you think is going to be like a celebrity cameo? No,
It's
nobody.
a good question. We've had Dennis Franz before. We've had Brendan Fraser, Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog, classic.
Uh,
The Dennis Franz I liked because it had something to do with the Blue Media, and it was just really strange. Like,
Tugboat was a gimmicky wrestler they threw in one year.
yeah.
But he's a legit badass, so Tugboat. He's a real contender.
Tugboat was in the same year as Shockmaster as well. I think they actually faced off against each other in the Civil War match, and time broke.
Yeah, it was like, what is happening here? Nice. You know what? I'd like to see Shaquille O'Neal make an appearance in the Civil War and then challenge the Big Show to a match in 7 months and then just forget about it. That'd be good. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Great thing to happen.
Or like Pitbull. Like Pitbull could come down to the ring.
Don't
eliminate Al Snow.
Don't even get me started on that, man. See, when I saw like who they announced to play at WrestleMania. I'm like, do they just not want me to watch this show at all? Like, what more can they do? Like, some of the matches I wanted to see, they bumped to the pre-show. I'm like, I'm just not gonna watch the show. Fuck you, WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah, Austin Aries versus Neville. Like,
so
how is that
excited.
not WrestleMania worthy?
I mean, it's got build, it's got story, though. It's got two really good competitors. It's gonna be a really good match. No, don't put that in WrestleMania. We don't got time for that. We gotta make sure that we got time for the Undertaker's 10-minute entrance. And Triple H needs a giant entrance as well. What WrestleMania was it a couple of years ago with Triple H and the Undertaker fought? And fuck, it took forever for them both to get to the ring. And then they had a shitty match, and then it took forever for the both to get out of the ring. And I'm like, oh, god damn it, this whole fucking match took like an hour for this bullshit, you know? I was not a big fan of that. No, sir. But then I'm not a big Undertaker fan. That's gonna annoy all of you guys, but I'm not a big Undertaker fan. Like,
That's alright.
you know, we were talking about our top 10s. Like, Undertaker's not my top 10. No way. I don't like him. He's got a weird face.
Yeah, but you'll put Bubba Ray Dudley in your top 10.
I would put the Dudley Boys as my top tag team. I mean, that's legit. That makes sense because they're a better tag team than the Undertaker. I mean, that's just a fact. You can look that up, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't lie with that statement.
Exactly. It's true, you know. But then, like, singles wrestlers, I wouldn't put the Dudley Boys in my top 10 either. So,
Well, no, because they're a tag team.
Exactly.
You have to split them up
See,
between Bully Ray and Devon.
and then if you did, obviously Devon, top 10, top 5, of course. Reverend Devon, classic. Everybody loved that. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Do you even remember Reverend Devon?
I try not to.
Yeah.
That was the thing, man. It happened. It definitely happened. I was there. It was me. It was me all along. But oh yeah, surprise entrance. What do you think about that? Who do you think might be a surprise entrance to the Civil War? Probably Mr. Anderson, because that seems to be his thing, right?
Pretty much.
Man, there was one year. I don't know if it was the first time Anderson won. No, it wasn't. But it was a surprise thing. Like, I roleplayed my ass off as Steve Blackman. And I'm like, I've got this. First time I'm going to win a Civil War match. I'm going to win it. And then I'll never have to worry about it ever again. I was so happy, so confident. And then somebody did a bunch of secret roleplays. I think it was Brett. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was.
And then, like, he won. And I was so annoyed. I was like, oh, dude. And then from then on, I was like, well, I vow from this day on to never be caught out by surprise roleplays ever again. And then, you know, and then I did surprise roleplays last year because I'm like, this is the only way to win this fucking match. The only way I can win is with a surprise roleplay. And then fucking Mr. Anderson does surprise roleplays as well, and he wins the thing. I'm like, are you serious? This is bullshit. But that's, anyway.
I think we might see a surprise entrance from Bryce. I've seen him lurking around, so we might see a return of Pentagon Jr.
Oh.
Or a new character.
Yeah, or a new character.
Interesting.
He's bringing back Thrasher.
He never really used Thrasher much, did he?
Well, exactly. He's won the world title with Mosh, so now it's Thrasher's turn.
Didn't he kill
He's bringing
Thrasher,
back
though?
Kurt Angle so he can give him the belt before he's inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well, it'd have to be afterwards, but you know.
Well, yeah. Well, no. Yeah, it would be afterwards. Yeah, it would. Okay. These are all very logical. That makes sense. I asked Bryce to come on. He's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, well, gonna miss out on some classic banter, my friend.
He's like, no, you guys just ripped me off. Why would I go into your hack podcast?
Well, if he didn't want to be ripped off, he should have done a better job of protecting his intellectual property. And also, I was like the co-host of the other one, so basically, I haven't ripped anything off. This is my BB2. So, this is what it is.
Spin-off podcast.
Say what?
It's a spin-off podcast.
Exactly, it's a spin-off, only it's way better. I mean, I don't want to brag.
Joey to his friends.
Ooh.
No, can we do something better than that?
Yeah, there's got to be a better spin-off than that.
Can we be like the aliens to his alien?
That is that a spin-off though?
Well, I mean, it's a sequel.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it could be the sequel rather than the spin-off. I like it. Let's go with that. We're the sequel. We're the aliens to his alien. Okay, that works pretty well. Excellent. So, in conclusion, is there anything else we need to say about the Civil War? What do you guys think? You guys excited about it? Psyched about the match?
Hell yeah.
That's
Of
the
course.
spirit. There we go. Excited to see some Civil War. I'm looking forward to it. I love the Civil War. It's my favorite out of all of the gimmicky matches. We should really have some more gimmicky matches. Like, we got the Civil War and Super Brawl. But, like, you know, the WWE, they have, like, the Royal Rumble and the Survivor Series and then Hell in a Cell, the Elimination Chamber, TLC. I mean, at some point, they just started naming their shows after the matches, you know, which was a bit lazy. But...
Well, we do have Lethal Lottery as well, but, like, everyone hates that pretty much.
I like it. I like it.
I like it too, but everyone else shits all over it.
That's because everybody else is stupid. And that's no offense to everybody else, but, you know, that's a fact. Can't deny it. You guys didn't come on the podcast, so you're all stupid. That's not a good way to end this, is it?
No, that's terrible.
That's
You might as well have just called them a bunch of cunts. Jesus, Dylan.
I didn't do that, though. I wouldn't do that. Well, I might do that. I mean, I probably have already done that, but...
We probably called Steve that a couple times.
I'd imagine so. Steve hasn't been on the boards in a while, has he?
He posted something earlier this week, I thought.
I think he did that just kind of like explained his absence or whatever. Like, I didn't see him on the board, so I didn't PM him by coming on here, but... There you go.
Yeah, he's had real life issues with his house, I think.
Yeesh. Fair enough. That's okay. So let's not slag him off. Let's wish him luck. Good luck, Steve.
Best of luck to you, Steve, buddy. You the best.
Oh dear. I hope Steve listens to this. We love you, Steve.
He probably turned it off like a half hour ago. We're an hour into this match. We're an hour and 5 minutes into this.
Yeah.
And there are 2 goddamn matches on this card.
You know, I'd like to say we did pretty well, but I don't think we did. Oh, we did our best. Okay. So, should we wrap this up? Yeah?
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
We didn't do predictions.
Okay, that's true.
So we can do predictions for the 2
Excellent
matches,
point,
and
Avi.
then we can say goodbye.
Let's do predictions. Okay, first off, the Blue Minion Tugboat versus Sandow and Spudley. Kyle, what do you think about this?
I'm gonna predict the Tugboat Blue guys win.
that is a brave choice. Avi, what do you think?
I'm gonna go for Tug It Till It's Blue as well.
Oh dear, I haven't written any role plays. John, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go with the crowd, man. Tug It Till It's Blue.
Well, in the spirit of going with the underdog, I'm going with John on this one. You got this, buddy. I think you can win. I believe in you. Okay, so let's go to the next match, which is Brock Lesnar versus Brent Albright, championship match. Avi, what do you think?
Jesus. I mean, it's basically to the point where I can flip a coin at this point. Whoever wins it, I'm not going to be surprised. So I will say Nealon.
Excellent. Kyle, what do you think?
I like the idea of somebody holding both belts, so I'll go with Brock.
Interesting. John?
I kind of feel like I sold Nealon a bit short with the whole momentum talk earlier, so I think he's worked so long to become world champion, he's definitely not going to give it up without a fight, so I'm going to go with Nealon as well.
Excellent. I think it's a tough one. It's gonna be a really good competitive match. Once we see some role plays, but I think, man, Brock Lesnar is a tough cookie. He is tough to bring down. So I am gonna vote for Brock Lesnar on this one.
Nice.
Civil War, the big Civil War, the biggest match ever that ever happened. Abby, who do you think's gonna win?
Fuck.
That's right. Okay, John, who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, thank you.
Whoever Bryce is playing.
Oh, so you're very confident Bryce is gonna be alright.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nice. He's gonna be pissed when he uses. Kyle, what do you think?
I'm going with Val Venus.
Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting. Excellent. Avi, what do you think?
I will go with Buff Bagwell.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Let me see. I think we might end up, if the role plays continue the way they continue, we might end up with a Roman Reigns versus Big Show kind of finale or Final Four maybe. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna go Big Show. Big Show's won this before, I believe. John, he's won this before, hasn't he?
Yeah, he co-won it.
Yes,
Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer. Yeah, good old Tommy Dreamer. So I think Big Show's got a shot at it. Yeah. So there we go. Let's see which one of us predicted the correct winner come Sunday. What is that? Is that I had to ask. I'm like,
Sorry, I'm just trying not to cough.
I was trying to just like let it go, and then like I hate to always go down this route, but it seriously did sound like there was a ghost on this podcast. And I'm like, shit, dude, they figured it out. They're coming to get me through the computer. Okay.
Yeah, but they can't touch you.
That's what I've been saying. We'll be okay, so long as you just remember the ghost can't hurt you. Okay, so it's not a ghost. Okay, we're good. Oh man, I did so well not talking about ghosts. God damn it. An hour and fucking 10 minutes in. Shit. Oh well. On to the next one. Okay, so that was Civil War. That was Civil War, and we have just done a sterling job of running it down for you guys. So hopefully, this podcast is gonna, like, if you read the Civil War, this podcast would last longer than that. You know what I mean? This podcast is gonna last longer than WrestleMania. It's like 6 full hours of just, talking about Goldust. That's so long ago. Anyway, so thanks for listening. And we'll see you guys next time.